All right. I am John Morrell in my home studio in the beautiful Catskill Mountains, and I've been tagged by my man Tyler from Simply Fragrances, and we're going to do a video, 5 underrated fragrances and 5 overrated fragrances. I don't know. Gonna make some people mad, maybe. No idea. Let's do it. Hit the music.
John Morrell, Fragrance Review. Here comes the swag. John Morrell, Fragrance Review. Here comes the swag. Fresh and dope like heroin soap. That man's got swag.
All right. We're gonna start with overrated. Overrated fragrances. And again, this is just my opinion. But we'll see. Maybe you'll agree. Maybe you won't. We're about to find out. So, first, overrated fragrance, in my opinion, is the darling of Creed Aventus clones. And I just don't get it. And I'm talking Club de Nuit Intense. I have both versions, right? I have the EDP and the EDT. And I don't get it. I don't think it's great. I don't think it smells. I mean, does it have a similar DNA? I guess. But to compare it, to say it's super close, I'll tell you right now, I don't like it that much. In fact, I have 2 bottles, and I'm probably going to give them away to one of my buddies. That's what I'm guessing I'm going to do. I probably will never wear this because, in my opinion, Mont Blanc Explorer is about 100 times better than this. I don't understand how it's a debate. I don't think this is very good. I just don't. That's my first overrated fragrance. Second overrated fragrance, based on my opinion, is F by Ferragamo Black. People seem to love this. It gets great reviews. A lot of people dig it. I don't. It's an apple lavender fragrance, dries down to a black pepper tonka bean. I don't know. The opening is not bad on me. I just don't dig the dry down, and the performance isn't great. And for me, I'm glad the performance isn't great because I've tried it out. I think I've given it 2 or 3 wearings, and I wanted to wash it off every time. So I don't know. I think it's overrated. I don't get the fragrance. I don't know where it even fits. It sits on my shelf. I'll never wear it, and I don't know. I don't dig it. So for me, this is way overrated. All right. So the next one is going to surprise people. I think. I could be wrong, but this one, man. This fragrance blew up. People love it. Now, when I say this is overrated, I'm not saying I don't like this one. I think this one's nice, but the absolute adoration it gets, a little perplexing to me, and that is Nichané's Hasivat. Now, if you know me, I like these kinds of fragrances, right? And so that may surprise you, but for me, that smoky pineapple, to me, it's a little too smoky. Now, when I say that, the pineapple to me seems overripe, right? It seems overripe, so almost spoiled, right? That's kind of what I get out of the fragrance, so I don't love it. Now, this is a fragrance that I throw on once in a while, and I don't think it's garbage. Obviously, I hope not. It's pricey, but it's not even close to my favorite fragrance of that type. In fact, there's another one I'm going to talk about that's just not hyped enough, in my opinion, that I just think is better than this. And so, so Hasivat by Nichané, again, for me, it's just way overhyped, way overrated. All right, so the next one is, I don't think it's overhyped because it's an older fragrance, but to me, it is overrated. It's a fragrance that I don't know if it's a nostalgia thing, but people seem to just adore this fragrance. And so I picked it up because of all the adoration, and I don't get it. I don't like this at all. It is Versace's The Dreamer. And I like Versace as a house, designer fragrance house, but I don't get this one. I don't like it. To me, it leans too feminine. I think my wife would dig it. Actually, I never thought about giving this to her. She'll probably dig this. It's not for me. It's just not for me. And again, I get it. People do dig it. That's cool. Not for me. So again, Versace The Dreamer, overrated. Overrated. Oh, my fifth fragrance, my last fragrance that I believe is overrated. There's more. I mean, I could have done this. I could have done 10 and 10. I could have done 10 overrated, 10 underrated. I really narrowed this list down. But this would may surprise a lot of people because this is so loved. People just love this fragrance. And this is the one I thought to myself when I picked it. I said, oh, this is going to piss people off. There's some people that are just going to be like, are you crazy? This is a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece. I'm sorry. Now, when I say, let me be clear, I don't hate the fragrance. I've worn it many times, and I'll probably wear it in the future at some point. But I have to tell you, this isn't my style fragrance. This is not a fragrance that it will ever be a go-to for me. And I probably won't wear it very much, just once in a while, just to have something different on, because it is very different from everything I have. And I'm talking Dior Homme Intense. I know, I hear the booze. I hear the booze. Dior Homme Intense. It's so lipsticky. It's just not my style. I think for me, the best time to wear this fragrance is all dressed up at night. To me, that's it. I think it might be attractive if you're a male and you're looking for female company. I don't know. Again, I think this is a fragrance my wife does like this fragrance, but I think she likes it on her. It's not like when I wear it, she goes, oh, you smell so sexy. It's so lipsticky. It's just not for me. So this one, Dior Homme Intense, again, it's not that I don't like it. I just don't think it's my style, and I think it's overrated. People act like this is just a masterpiece, and sorry, I don't get it. I don't get it. All right, so now we're to the underrated category. Five fragrances I think are underrated. And again, I had to really narrow this down because I think in fact, I feel like I gravitate towards fragrances that are underrated, maybe. I don't know. But, remember how I said Nichané's Hasivat, to me, is very overrated. On the other hand, same house. Nichané Catagos is way underrated. In my opinion, this is a way better fragrance than Hasivat. It's a great, now if you don't like grape, you would not agree. But this is a great fragrance. It's eternal. It lasts all day, all night. You will wake up with this on. But this is delightful. And the dry down, right? It dries down. The grape carries all the way through the fragrance, and the dry down is woodsy. I love it. So, again, Nichané Catagos, way, way, way underrated. I love it. I just love it. Number two fragrance that I think is underrated, and I think this is underrated because it's from an indie house. It's from an indie house that I absolutely adore. It's indie house from Arizona, Icon de Parfum. And so Icon de Parfum online. Okay, so icondeparfum.com. And they came out with a fragrance that I don't think I can do without. I mean, this is a fragrance that is a keeper for me. It's something I'll always have a bottle of. And if I hear they're going out of business, I'm going to pick up a lot more bottles if I ever hear that they're on their way out. So let me know if you hear about it. But I'm talking Mille Ave. Mille Ave from Icon de Parfum. It's a watermelon, cedar, and I think bergamot fragrance. There's some other things in there. I think there's some apple in there. But for me, it's all about the watermelon. It's all about the bergamot, all about the cedar. The cedar gives it a spicy sort of thing. This is super unique. Super unique fragrance. I absolutely love this because when you wear this, no one else is wearing it, which isn't great for the house. I mean, listen, buy it. Buy it. They have a sample pack. Get the sample pack if you want to do that. Test it out. But I'm telling you, if you wear this anywhere, no one else has got it on because it's an indie house from Arizona. And so I love it. I love this fragrance. In fact, I like it so much. Great atomizer, by the way. Oh, man. Stuff's great. So a spicy watermelon bergamot fragrance. I dig it. It is way underrated. All right. So my next underrated fragrance is actually a line of fragrances, but I'm going to just show one. Just to be fair, I know I could do the line, right? But I'm just going to show one fragrance because I do think this is way underrated, and I think it has to do with the personality behind the fragrance. But you're missing out. You're missing out. And I'm talking Office for Men by Fragrance One, which is a Jeremy Fragrance fragrance. I get it. People hate on this fragrance because they don't like him or what he's doing or whatever. Who cares? Listen, this fragrance, separate it. This fragrance is great, especially this time of year. But all of the fragrances by Fragrance One are top-notch, stellar fragrances. I get it. Maybe it's the price that turns you off, but they're running specials all the time. Today was 2 for 1. There's bundles where basically the fragrances are $100 each. We pay $100 each for all kinds of fragrances. I don't have a problem with that. I understand you don't want to pay $200, $240 for one bottle. I get that. That's cool. Then wait for a deal because these fragrances are worth it. So way underrated. I don't even understand the hate. I don't. I'm just surprised people can't separate the fragrance. You want to smell good or do you want to like the person? I don't know. But way underrated. Office for Men, but really the whole line by Fragrance One. The next one, I had to stick it in. If you know me, you've been a viewer of the channel for a while, you're probably going, he's going to put it in. This is going to make the underrated list. It's going to make it. And you're right. You're right. I don't understand why it doesn't get as much love as it deserves, because it should, and it's John Varvatos' Dark Rebel. John Varvatos' Dark Rebel. This is literally in my hall of fame as far as fragrances. I don't understand. Don't get me wrong. I don't think this is a hated fragrance, but it's definitely underrated. Whenever I hear people talk about it, I can watch it. They say things like, well, it's an older style. I don't get that at all. I just don't get that at all. There's leather. There's sugar cube. There's tobacco. There's rum. Do I have to go on? What is there not to like about this fragrance? The performance? Well, for a John Varvatos fragrance, it's not bad as far as performance. It's not stellar, but you know what? You can get this at discounters right now for depending what size, you're talking $25 to $35. I'll refresh for that. And I have a backup bottle of this. I dig it. It's one of my absolute favorite fall and winter fragrances. I really, really enjoy it. And so I think it's way underrated. I really do. So John Varvatos' Dark Rebel, underrated. Jerry, I know you agree with me. All right, fifth and last, underrated fragrance. I thought about doing a whole lot of honorable mentions, by the way, but I'm not going to. I'm going to stick to the 5 and 5. So fifth underrated fragrance is something that is just a compliment beast. And I'm not going to pretend I discovered it. I'm not going to pretend I'm the first one talking about it. It's underrated to everyone except Ross from TLTG. He's the one who turned me on to this. He talked about it in one of his videos. He's talked about it in a few of his videos. And so I picked it up because, geez, it's making it sound great. And let me tell you, Abercrombie & Fitch, First Instinct together is a compliment monster. Every time I wear this, every time. And when people were wearing masks, I would wear this fragrance and I would get compliments. You can smell it through a mask. The projection is out of this world. It doesn't last forever, but it lasts longer than you think an EDT would last. And it's top notes: green apple, pineapple leaf, grapefruit, cardamom, middle notes, lavender, orange blossom, base notes, musk, sandalwood, and cedar. This fragrance is dopey dope. So if you don't have this, I don't recommend blind buys very often. Blind buy it because you can get this at Marshall's, at any of those places like that, any discounter for $20, $25 at the most for 100 mil. So this fragrance is just amazing. And if you like compliments and you want to smell good, it's sweet. Don't get me wrong. It's a sweet fragrance, but it smells great. And I know my wife absolutely loves it. And I've had many, many women compliment me in particular about the fragrance I was wearing when I wore this. And that was when we were still wearing masks. So there you go. Those are my 5 and 5. So 5 overrated and then 5 underrated. So who am I going to tag? I'm going to tag, I hope she wants to do it. I didn't ask first. I apologize, but I'm going to tag totally off-topic fragrances. I hope that you don't mind. So I'm going to tag totally off-topic fragrances. If you'd like to do it, that would be awesome. If not, that's cool too. But I want to thank Tyler very much. And by the way, I will put totally off-topic fragrances link down in the description. And of course, Tyler's from Simply Fragrances. But I want to thank Tyler from Simply Fragrances very much This is a great one. I like this. I could have went on all night. I mean, there's so many overrated and underrated in my opinion. Again, this strictly my opinion. I'm not going to apologize over and over, guys. Hopefully you agree, but you don't have to. That's what makes this great. Everybody likes different fragrances. So I'm sure that you're going, is that guy crazy? On both instances. All right, I want to thank you guys very much. You guys are awesome. And you know what's up? We out.
John Morrell, Fragrance Review. Here comes the swag. John Morrell, Fragrance Review. Here comes the swag. Fresh and dope like heroin soap. That man's got swag.